Alright, recently I got this long brush extension cleaning brush. It's basically using this to clean my solar panels. As you can see, there's a little pretty picture there showing you the panels that you can clean. And this one's particularly special because I've not seen this on any other marketplace, but this one is basically 12 meters long. As you can see, you get these extension poles which you attach them together. This is like the tip with the bushes. As you can see, the bush screws into this top one, and then eventually you get the second one that corresponds to the one below it, and you got this little locking system where you push it in. It's fairly hard to push in, but it locks into this little slot there, and slightly narrow one end compared to the other end. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the little shape of that indentation on this tip. So I think there's 12 of these. So basically you're going to put 12 of those all together to give you 12 meters of pole. And to conclude, this actually does give you 12 meters. I haven't really measured it, but it does stretch us to the top of where my solar panels are on the house. The only trouble is this pole is very flimsy. I mean, I wouldn't assemble this fully until you've got the brush at least on the first solar panel, because this is so flimsy that trying to raise it up to that height, you'll find out that the pole bends more than the well, it just bends too much, so you have to rest the brush onto the roof and then just build it up from the end upwards until it's fully extended. And all I can say is that this is it does kind of work, because I don't know if I can show you this, but yeah, I mean, there's some Litchen on the edge of that, and it did scrape it off, but the thing is, the angle of the brush is like that, which is 90 degrees from where it's supposed to be. If the brush was about 90 degrees like that, I could decently scrape off some of that Litchen, and it would really work towards rubbing off the glass. But sadly I was using this side, and this side isn't a really good way of doing it. One of the plus side is that you've got these little nozzles here which squirt water into the brush area, so you can wash it off. But I've got to find some sort of attachment just to make sure that this brush is facing that way rather than the tip. But yeah, it seems to work to some degree. I mean, kind of works as a scraper on this side. I mean, if you can see that, it does well, this is kind of like a rubber side, so it kind of works towards scraping something off. And I did see some Litchen rub off, and there is trace amounts of Litchen and dirt on the side, because I did try it last night. And the tip is, if I'm gonna try this again, is to always have some water present. And it was raining last night. It wasn't raining heavily, but it was enough to soak up the dirt, and the dirt, when it's in dry form, Litchen, it doesn't rub off easily, but because it was sort of raining last night, it kind of worked, and I did get some off. How much I don't know, because I'm working at a certain angle, and the angle is, well, if you notice how do I describe this? If you notice, say if this is if the side of my house, and this is the floor, and this is the hypotenuse, the long part between the ground and the I think that's the opposite, and that's the abstract. Anyway, all I'm saying is the hypotenuse is the length of this pole, and it has to be very long, since 12 meters is supposed to be enough. Well, it was in this case be enough for me to see the pitch of the roof and scrape the top of the solar panel. And because of that, it does work, but the pole is so flimsy that it's very difficult to steer around. I had to, like, I don't know, oversteer the pole left and right just to get it to move either end of this solar array. Anyway, it kind of works. You do have to oversteer, but half the work was just to steer it to the right place and then rub it in and out with the side facing like that rather than like that. So there were some successes and some fails in there. All I can say is that if you're going to do something similar, make sure it's raining, because the rain helps to wash away all the dirt rather than try and bring your own hoses, because that's extra weight, and the pole is so flimsy. I have to say that again, because trying to put in hoses, I mean, you get hoses with this, but I mean, that is not heavy. I mean, it's not heavy, but it's not light either, and adding that extra weight is going to just push it over the top, especially with the plastic barnacle, plastic attachments. Oh, I actually, because I'm reviewing this live and not actually seeing the stuff that I've got in here, I mean, I'm looking at all this stuff. I mean, I've got these hose attachment things. I mean, you get these things, which is supposed to be part of the hose, and you link them together. I haven't really looked at the instructions, but looking in hindsight now, I can see this 90-degree thingy, which means I could, yes, I could attach this. Oh my god, look at this. So I could have attached this to the end, and with this screw with the interlocking. Oh, look at this. How stupid am I? Okay, so that kind of works as a 90-degree attachment. But does this fit towards... Yeah. I mean, I only improvised this from last night, and I didn't really look into the other bits, because I literally got this yesterday and I just played it with it last. I mean, look at that. I mean, that actually works. My goodness. So yeah, in hindsight, I could have actually done this, even though this had problems with the oversteer and the flimsy pipe, it probably could have worked towards trying to get rid of the Litchen. Anyway, it's not as rainy today, but I might try it some other time later on. But yeah, I can't really say that this is the best solution to clean your solar panels by yourself, but I've tried different ways of doing this. I have fairly easy access to the top of my roof, and I did climb from the top end and basically clean the first top row of the solar panels, and I used maybe a 3-meter brush pole, and that kind of worked. I used some Litchen chemical cleaner, and it kind of worked. I sort of like used a sprayer just to spray it onto the first row, brushed it with something similar to this but without a corner piece like that, and it worked. But it wasn't raining, and I had to wait for a decent day for it to rain, because with that in mind, the performance of the solar panels didn't work as well, because some of the water, the chemical cleaning stuff, left a residue over the panels, so it wasn't performing well. But thankfully the rain came and washed most of it away, and I had the original performance of the solar panels working again. Now with this, I tried it and kind of failed it because I didn't realise that this corner piece was in this kit. Anyway, I'm going to be dropping a like a link for this product. I think you can get a few. I've tried Alibaba, and they're not cheap, but you can get these on Amazon. I think they're fairly rare, so you know, if you're going to try this yourself, try it. By all means, it kind of works, but due to my mistake, I can't really guarantee any performance successes. But you get things like this hose attachment thing, another corner piece, which is cool. Some sort of Velcro cable tie thing. Smaller tubes. I guess these are attachments to link together on the brush end, and then you've got this elongated long tubing, which is about 12 meters worth, I guess, to attach to all this. The cable Velcro ties are supposed to attach this long tubing towards the pole. I mean, I guess if you were all in trying to put all this tubing together just to get this working, it'll probably work for you with tubes and all, but I chose the lightweight route of just having a brush pole, building it up 2 poles at a time just to get to the pole, to the panels, and just scraping it along with the rain as a means to wash away all the dirt, and it seems to be working for me. I got some Litchen off. I can't give you any proper evidence. It's just little bits that I can see with my eye, but you can't see on this camera, I guess. But yeah, it works. This 12-meter pole is maybe £120, I think. It's not incredibly expensive, but it's worth trying it out if you're doing the DIY route. Anyway, watch this space again, because I'm doing some more DIY solar stuff. Hopefully I can show you my home storage, battery storage, and a few other things that I'm doing with solar. This shed is powered by solar, and hopefully I can show you and demonstrate the experiment I'm having here, so I can translate it to the house, which is across the garden, and that's not quite fully future-proof with solar as yet, but thanks for listening. I'll see you again. Cheers.